My life would be very different if I didn't know about Same Café, just because it is such a big part of my life. And it's not just about what I do as a volunteer and as a member of this community, but it feels great having that sense of belonging, of being a part of the community here that's so wonderful. I spent almost 10 years as a drifter, hitchhiking across the country. I wish I'd known about Same Café back then. In my past life as a drifter, I didn't feel like I had any sense of belonging. I didn't have any community. Now I feel like I have to be a part of something that, I feel like it's a duty and a responsibility for me to be a part of something that's giving back.
Everybody comes to Same Café Denver. Sometimes people come here for the first time as a volunteer and then they end up being a guest. And sometimes guests come in here and then they end up being volunteers.
I have a busy lifestyle, working at school and going to school and everything, but I volunteer here as much as I can.
Life is expensive and people are really struggling just to put food on the table. I think it's really important to have spaces like this because it gives people options of somewhere to go and to get a good meal, and not just a good meal, to get a good and healthy meal.
The model of Same Café is a participation-based model. So our guests can come in for lunch 5 days a week and they can contribute 30 minutes of volunteer time, pay any amount of money, or bring in produce in exchange for lunch.
When people ask me how much the food costs, to be able to tell them that there's 3 ways that they can pay, and they can pay whatever they want, or they can come hang out and volunteer with me for 30 minutes. And the relief on people's faces when they don't have to break the bank to pay for a meal, or they're not going to have to cancel their order because they can't pay for it, is extremely rewarding, and it's really powerful.
Soups? Yeah, absolutely.
I've been on the side of receiving homeless services, and most places it's like a line where you're either receiving the services or you are part of the organization giving the services. But here it's like it blurs that line where there's different people from different backgrounds all in the same place.
I like to keep myself busy, and people that need help, I tell people on the streets, come here, let's help. They give their all. When they cook food, they give it all in, and they give them what they want. They can have seconds, thirds, or whatever. They make them full before they leave. That's why I love Same Café.
We want to make sure that we are creating an experience for our guests that is completely dignified in many ways. So Same Café really is somewhere where everybody is welcome, and you will see all walks of life come through our doors every single day.
Part of what makes this place so magical is because it's local and because it's seasonal, our menu changes every day. All of our food comes in from a lot of farm partners in the area, almost always organic, and then we turn it into some delicious soup, salad, and pizza. A big thing for Same here is that we always want to offer choice to people.
Alrighty, what else can I get for you? Both salads?
A lot of our guests don't have access to choice. So when they come in here, they get to actually look at a menu and say, oh, I get to order off the menu as a vegan and I have choice and options here.
Yes, alrighty.
I always say, we only live this one life and we all should be eating really good food. So I'm super proud of the food that we put out. It really brings me pure joy in my heart that this is what I get to do for a living.
In 2024, Same Café Denver served 28,000 meals. That is the most meals Same Café Denver has served in its history since opening in 2006. Same Café is the longest running participation-based cafe in the United States. It's just truly a place where every city would benefit from having, a place where community can come together and share stories over food.
I love living in Denver for many reasons, but Same Café is honestly one of the biggest reasons. Being able to have that community that I can feel like I belong to. I don't ever want to see a world without Same Café.